Now with our next guest, he is the king of horror and one of the greatest storytellers of our time. And this morning, he's joined us to talk about his new mystery book, Later. Let's welcome Stephen King to the show. Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here. You're best known for your horror stories, but Later is more of a crime novel. So how would you describe it in a few words?
I'd call it stew. You know, it's got a lot of crime in it, and I love hard case crime books because they remind me of the paperbacks that I loved as a kid with their colorful covers and their little taglines. The one on Later says, "Only the dead have no secrets." And so there's a lot of crime in it, but there's also got an element of the supernatural because there's a little boy in it that can see and talk to dead people.
Yeah, and we said it is narrated by a young boy. He's being raised by a single mom, but he does have the unique ability to see dead people. But like so many kids, we see him trying to hide this gift. Is that something that you can relate to?
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I had a huge imagination, and I was a little bit afraid to let people know that because they would think that I was weird or crazy or strange. You want to be like one of the guys, you understand? So I tried to keep that a secret. And the little boy in my book has been able to do this ever since he can remember, since he was just a tyke. And so he takes it pretty much for granted. But it's his mother who says, "Jamie, you have to be very, very careful about this because there are secrets, and you could find them out, and people might want to know that." So, of course, that figures into the story.
That figures into the stew, as you call it. You have this unique ability. You can get into the mind, you can get to the heart of young people when you write for them. There's Carrie, It, and now you have Later. And speaking of Carrie, 45 years. This year marked 45 years since it hit the big screen. It was your first book-to-screen adaptation, and it's now considered a classic. So I have a question. Have you watched it recently?
No, I haven't. Actually, I'm trying to watch one movie from every year from 61 to 2021, and I'm trying to concentrate on movies that I haven't seen before. But, you know, I was thinking about Carrie, and 1974, boy, she would be eligible for a vaccination now had she lived. She would be like 63 or 64 years old. And I'm even older.
Well, you don't look it. You look great, by the way. You have a passionate fan base, to say the least. So we wanted to get them involved. So we got one of them to give us a question. Her name is Fallon Patterson. On Twitter, she submitted this, and her dad wants to know, is Stephen King still afraid of his basement?
Well, I'll tell you what, I am not, because I always make sure to turn on the light before I go down. And then that way you don't really have to worry about what's down there. You know, we know all those things don't exist, but it doesn't hurt to be careful.
It doesn't hurt to be careful, and the way that you write makes us think that a lot of things exist that probably don't, because you scare us. But Later is fantastic. It is a great stew, as you said earlier. Mr. King, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I appreciate being here. Take care. Thank you.
All right, you too. Later, it is out today.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.